Mercy TV, broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home content, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders, reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
Yeah, hello, Fambo de Unadu. Of course, I welcome una to Mercy TV. This na Civic Hour with me, Mr. Elvis Sama, as the presenter. Today we get a topic, of course, we're also interesting. Just like last week, we've been to talk about the bad thing the way people then can do, they say injustice. So this time today, the topic we produce as waiting certain people we not a part of a sovereign state, but then they poke their nose inside that sovereign state. Now we'll topic down it today. Why other people then they interfere inside other manual country, way in the other side in it. But with me today, of course, I get one of the big Alejo, Mr. Tutu Rogers, where of course he come up from the Liga 8 board. So, Farm will talk to this Farm with brother.
Farm with I do mean a bit to Tutu Rogers. Of course, they already called me where I come off from. But when you talk about the civic area, as a civil society activist, we're not far from that in there. Yeah. And we're part of the media. So we always there for now and make let people that know what they know, people that they will carry go to, who say what they don't know, so that from the known to the unknown, we put down it together, then at least somebody not go fool you quick for business. Yeah.
Okay.
So that make we then for tell people that waiting they not sabi. And the one way they sabi, they add that to the one way they not sabi. At least a lot of things we have for go before for push the country in a positive manner.
Yeah, okay. Well, farm with them, we'll come back to Nigeria now, please.
Every day, the world wakes up to you. Millions of people are getting ready for you. For shopping, travel expenses, utility bills, trade, and commerce. If we all have wishes, then what is your financial transaction wish?
I'd like to have a choice.
I'd like convenience.
I'd like to pay for goods and services on the go.
I'd like to pay utility bills on the go. Out of credit and data, buy some mobile top-up, still on my phone. Oops, light out, I'll buy some ETSA, still on my phone.
I'd like to make payment from my account to another account through my mobile phone.
As a CEO of a company, I would like my staff to receive their salaries through bulk e-payment without the risk of transporting cash.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCorp does it all.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCorp. Think of it as
money when you're close to home and when you're away from home for unexpected expenses, and money for those times when cash fails.
If you can dream it, you can become it. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it.
Rokel Commercial Bank SimCorp is all you need.
Yeah, Fambu, welcome back. As I just tell you today the topic is big and hectic. We talk about why this Sierra Leone is a sovereign state, meaning that it's equal to any country in the whole world. But then people then they way the other side, whether I'm a black man or a white man, then they poke their nose inside salon in activities, political activities, cultural activities, economic activities. Then they poke their nose in. It's like saying that then we can call dictators. Then they dictate. Tell you say na so you for do, na so you for do. I believe say one question the way we ask say why that for be? Well, before I go down to that side here, I just want to talk something small because each time I can count the topic, something they waking and bug me where they pass na tongue, where at times I can want share and with you. Today at the pass na one tailor shop I entered in, I see na the side of this tailor shop in a small window, some small card the way they write city council shop rate. That shop rate they were see 200,000. Now that shop man pay to city council. Small shop where I mean you don't reach 1 yard if you look at them really. Now ask the man that you pay, say yes. So now I look at now Campbell Street end up in there. I look at the amount of shop where they Campbell Street it pass 100. Then I look at her now from Angola town, or let's say from Funkia to Calbaton, the amount of shop they really, and then they pay 200,000, 500,000, 1 million. Because I asked other ones, they will see now 1 million and so on and so forth. So you look at that kind of money. They are also going inside Congo market. I see somebody they sell with a ticket, 1 million, you know. Yes, then market dues. Inside they sell. How many people they have Congo market? There are over 2,000 where they did, and that one is done at daily. The one where I see from the shop in your side, when I calculate time, if I take like say 30,000 shop in a Freetown times that I just take to 200,000, it's almost 6 billion. If I will go up to 12 billion, sir, you know. So you look at all the things, you see what they happen at this town here. The road, the bad, gutters, and poil. You have people that know they walk no side where they see. You want for believe say something is wrong. But then they with the left and give the local government, I think say they for look into that properly and see whether people there for the account for all the money that they collect from people there. So today, of course, the topics as I don't talk about here is why a sovereign state like this, other people then they allow themselves for poke their nose into the activities of Sierra Leone. Well, you know, anything they happen, in most cases, nothing they happen for nothing. In most cases, there's something can already cause problems. Why make Sierra man they say then we have the Chinese, we have the Lebanese, we have also the Americans, the British, and so they're all in this country. Just like Sierra Leoneans and in other country. But then when they poke nose into other man country, why will they allow that? Well, one of the things the more see and say now the black man the more they dictate. Now they we get their weight color. Now the more they put the more inside salon in business there. And I begin to ask myself why did they happen? I know say the reasons are many. But one thing we know the main reason because we be there under colonial system. The first thing that with man they come, all the district headquarters and then we get district commissioners there. Then we hold the whole country be head by a governor general until we get independence. So that respect to the white man being there. So even when they see somebody see a Chinese, a Lebanese, then take them down with it. Then one of the problems with Sierra Leone get where we need for call them out. The other side where Sierra Leoneans if they see white man quick they don't begin for Molebu or for don't even they feel say oh you better pass them. Now because then they see that thing that way man marvel like motorcar, telephone, aeroplane, ship, water, clothes, television, you know, phone. Then they see say black man not they make them so now white man they make them. Then say black man not get that technology or that idea. That's not the case. Most of them think that the way they wake people that they make today. Now almost spy they can spy in different parts of the world. Where then be they explore, then be they go out. Then be they go and explore and take ideas there. When they don't able to make things there now, they can't agree between themselves now, the Europe, they say, let us not allow them people to forget any idea. So let we make them as producers, raw material, put them they send them to we. Let we get the workshop, then get the growth for putting can and go to we. That's the one aspect where I see. The other one where I see is that Salon man really like style, like you know what you call stereotype. It throw away your culture. It don't get any respect for your culture. As you see with man culture, if you say everything, you see somebody they shabbat and they do all the things. You know, it's like they believe say what they happen in America, they happen in England, Japan, and so on. A better pass with you they do. So if you come on a village, they work at that way. If you they take you say you know non-entity. So even with them with brothers, where they go out of this country, where they, as they reach the source of white man country, they don't begin belittle their young brothers in Africa. Yeah. That's one of. Then the next thing where I see, we African, we Salomon, they were lazy because if we don't see say white man they make things there, We for know how they make am. We get we own factory. They will try to make am. But anyway, that na history. That na behavior. It can change. But the question today is, why Salon they allow himself governance or not governance where other country, especially with man, then they dictate, then they talk to them, then they control things they will want to do in governance, in economy and so on. Why? Well, some of the questions the pastor give me big brother himself. When himself look at us small. So part two, why if he say anything they happen so? We brothers then with man they say never they believe say that with man for can't decide between you for anything. Why?
Thank you very much. The reasons are many, but before we go, let people understand first what are the sovereign states. How you can become a sovereign state. A sovereign state now a state where it define. I mean, you see, it gets demarcated. It gets a position of itself, and if it govern itself, it gets in your structure. It get your governance structure, for which now in the govern itself, it not depend by other person. It not depend again. Like the time will be there under the colonial, you go to colonial.
Yeah.
The time will be there under the British there. Now the British have been governed with. But from the time we don't get independent, so we don't come out. We don't become a sovereign state now.
Yeah.
We don't do for ourselves now. We don't do for
nobody.
With my again. We and the know that we not go do things there in common. But everybody they know kaba.
Yeah.
And we said they now we on side. Some of the reasons that we go this small because actually becoming a sovereign state now about 14 there at the whole day. You get the territory that I was saying the population, the authority, and you also get the recognition. Like right now, with President just don't go. They don't go. They recognize another country. They Kenya. Now they can't go UN. They're from UN. They can. That means now because of we did by ourselves now. Because of a position, they make other countries that they recognize we. That they call it to who said that they for them when they all go sit down and talk. All my they part of the Security Council now. Non-permanent seat. But they part of non-permanent seat. We be saying a decision making table. Where recognition based on what they do in our country, not to, which one they can do for now they do. They don't say, hey, we say we don't begin to grow now. Now that give you that position for long go there and now. So we not a country of itself. Not to pass people they can't tell we waiting for do today, they can't tell waiting for do. No, that means we're not still governed by ourselves. But in a latter parts we don't see some interference where don't they take place. It's not only limited to Sierra Leone. We are even they see Niger right now. The French, France, they see the draw between the Niger and the France. They say no, or number one to another again. Based on what they call, we said before, we said now. Yeah. They see that draw. You go to other countries. I mean, they said they part the same thing. Yeah. So Sierra Leone, it's not limited to we alone. But what are we saying? Is it right or wrong? It is wrong because for the fact that you don't use that word, sovereign state. A sovereign state is state by itself by its own. You don't need interference again. Odasi say, let me limit this thing to politics more.
Yeah.
Odasi say, Donald Trump today they talk say the election will be na so they run. But with procedures, they follow the procedure.
Yeah.
What did the law say?
Yeah.
What therefore do? What did the law they tell you they permit you for do because you are not by yourself. So because you're not by yourself, you're under the law. Even if you grumble, you chamot whatsoever, but you respect the law. Obama time respected the law too. Not to election or day where don't come out 100%. Somebody say you not grumble. Every loser in any competition must say but must can. Right. But I go control that but. And the control of the but, you're not going to go beyond the limit because even before when they go for the competition, they leave law there. This competition here, you don't pass your company. If your height reach so time, will they block you? You don't agree to that law there. After you don't agree to the law, if anything happen now, you go back to that law for a visitor. For let the interpreter more to do. You know they're out of the box. or out of the law or the circumference of the law, then you dictate what you feel. That's one. But the same way a bad now for that internal detection, detectory, that way they detect to your country. They want come for detect, for tell you what you for do. When you go now, the Sierra Leone they visit, can go observe other countries are during the
elections.
In fact, with former president, he's a member.
Yeah.
Where you go, then you go do other.
You go Zambia, you go Malawi.
But you only observe. After which you give your opinion, what you see, your suggestions, what you go wrong, what you missing, what you recommend. You give your recommendations and sit back. You don't just give recommendation. They say this one I'll give you so for long, I do for no do na so the next time I so I go. No, you have no power for doing that one.
Now, because you don't hold that side.
Yes.
People they try to hide behind the word democracy. They hide behind the word democracy. That anything where you do it for be a democracy. And democracy now the rule of law. Where you don't begin for talk say the way we they sit down together will make body of law where it inside the constitution.
Sure.
Then somebody they work out. Then somebody else can tell you say that one we work out so not doing them. These are the things that we are look at.
That's an interference.
Yeah.
Into another man's internal affairs. Into his own territory. Not to your place at all. When I get a border, a jurisdiction. This is your side this. Your area this. You know for na no go area. And I go to you, no come to me. No me say me you no go talk. No me say no go compare notes. But compare, he left out to me your suggestion. He left out to me your way as to how I go want her. But in a situation where you go make like say you want interfere into whose side, you know for interfere at all. It is wrong. So in that area, in that aspect, steady mind.
Yeah, thank you. I want to talk, inch talk. Now I will talk. Embassies, high commissions, waiting at their role inside a country. Because then with the target now, this particular talk what they talk, it actually means people then they were na embassies then they would win waiting at their role as far as what they see with this interference where they happen to.
Well, the interference, the roles of ambassadors or embassies in any country, as we talk, so we say for you the dinner, the other countries,
yes, exactly.
The other ones the dinner. Now, in a situation for complement each other's effort, they complement, they can our country, they for complement the efforts of the government. We are in something that they way to be a challenge. You know, sometimes you get the know-how, the width, or the might, or the finance, or the funds, or the technical know-how as to how you can help this country for let it grow like how now you be done based on the experience on I get. Now you dey pass the knowledge now because now your presence that one day. For let you know then how best you go able to for take care of your citizens whether they within that country there, where at least because if like the Americans are there, the British are there,
exactly.
The Ghanaians or whosoever.
Yeah.
We get Ghanaians
and
we get Nigerians and
yeah.
If some
see I'm not hearing nothing from the Nigerian High Commission, the Ghanaian High Commission, the Liberian Embassy, you know, Kenya Embassy, High Commission. But not only the white man them, the embassy, the white then the
yes, the white man then. The defenders say, you know, let's go back to the politics. In our elections or some other areas, then the defenders say. They are more of do not giving. But good in the world they don't our country, the finance they come up more to them. And for which, for every finance way that they give, that they follow. If they say that one can't help you for do something, they go there around for monitor the system. They not go direct to how for use the money. But the money what they ask for. And what should they do for? They just go and see around. If that people ask for, if now they use exactly for that money, because at the hand
may I just
but why is it the command at the hand as at the land? Why is it the command at the hand that they monitor them? At the same time, they're not going to become a kind of dictator.
Bossy, like boss
for her. The job of watcher, if you not do the way satisfactory, then sometimes the next hour ask, they will say, no, oh, people will get they will not do the hour. So, we will not do it again. Or sometimes they will say, why we give you this money? They will not do so. So, they will get, the other country will get explanation as to why it do so. Okay, but in a situation that they don't happen at all, they're not urging for create anything will create a misunderstanding where we put the country on a bad footing where it don't create peace in that country at all.
Yeah, I just want to know, welcome.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on which side you watch this program now. And thank you very much.
Yeah, I know they allow you for sit down self. Now, I just want to make you hit something. This, no matter what we need, it's the current issues there. 3 things don't happen. 1, we find out, say, there was I think that fellow in a German born on an EU man, Mr. Miller. It been the first time my bank bridge, it been talk something there. Then after this now, we see say it be rape poking nose inside with election. Then came that young lady waiting at the British side, the British High Commission. Himself can begin for talk certain thing there. Then we can see, and you don't just left for inside salon now. You don't can't go over the shores for even make your government official even can talk something there. How you see that kind of situation?
Some years back when I've been in primary school, something the way me teacher be tell me where we sit NPSC. We graduate for enter secondary school now for more. And one of the advice he gave me then, I'm not going to forget Mr. Taylor Kamara. One of the advice we give me, and particularly me when me talk, he say respect not to something we you they demand. He say respect na something we they command. In other words, waiting me actually they try for tell you that. Now you don't left primary school, you they go now to secondary school. Let your family, your community, and your friends them realize say you dey now from one, and then go give that respect by how you dey portray, how you dey behave yourself, how you dey conduct yourself. Let them see and in you that indeed you dey learn book. Let the book actually your character, everything about you for change, for prove that this man, that primary behavior not only get again, now na secondary behavior. So he said respect na something where you know they demand them, you know they ask person for respect. You dey command them by how you dey behave. Yeah. So this brings me to this topic where we talk about why the states, particularly in Africa, they listen so much to colonial masters. Since the foundation of Africa, I mean, way back in 1492, with the likes of Christopher Columbus, this Henry, Henry from Portugal, yes, and these Scottish people, them also where them come, where them in base from the South Africa. Now you find out, say, when they take all of Africa, they make sure say they find out of all waiting Africa get, way for make we Africans, way for make. Then suppose for me they can't cry to we in position like this now. Yeah. Now we been supposed for the dictate to then tell how the election then for they go. So then grab all of those facilities to themselves and at the same time put we under slavery. So by the time when they begin for release we back end slavery, there is this thing again where they also not allow we from. Then put we inside that na mental slavery. They make sure say we are free from that one way they chain we. I mean, where they will work for them, do all of those stuff. Yes, then put we under mental slavery that we not for able for think on we own. They are then supposed for think for we. We're not for able for take any decision. I mean, let me just go back to when Corona come up. When Corona come up, one African nation, Madagascar, try for come up with something where they, as far as them concerned, it's good for them and it be the healing people. WHO outrightly come out and condemn. Yes. And the entire Africa, the AU where we get, the ECOWAS, and the other regions organization, they not say a word. So it has been a pattern, and it's something where not only Sierra Leone they suffer from, the entire African nation they suffer from this. I think in one of our program, the Civic Hour, there is something where we say, why is it up till now, we politicians, we government in Africa, not ever show we or declare the independence agreement. at least let the people of this country understand say yes we be don going for independence they be don give it. These are the clause, these were the agreements. Look for Niger for example, one of the things wey cause this uprising pardon me, we no dey ask for na lawyer, we no want them kind thing in there. We are just making references at least for let we able to understand where we are going. Now one of the things wey the people in the tower for cry for wey cause this uprising na too much influence of France into the governance system that we respect una as we colonial masters, but why is it that una be the one where they benefit more than we? Why is it that una be the one where they always they take decision as against we? So otherwise the people then begin ask themselves, why is it that we go register for vote? Why would they wake early morning for go pick we leaders then? Yet una they come and they tell we say na we right, now we for pick who then at the end of the day we they go vote, but the vote then they give who they want for give because of the influence of the white man, the influence of the colonial masters. So this prompts this uprising, and at the end of the day now it results to this kind of chaos when Niger lep and so now.
Yeah, Burkina Faso and Mali.
That is it. And the ECOWAS could not say a word, they never for do nothing until America, until France and the EU begin for urge them say una need for go under, and then you see the one for go. And at the end of the day now you see how it all end up. In a disgrace, because if we then push them, it make now the one world. Everybody able to understand now say these people not get authority in their own, even though they are heads of state.
Yeah.
So it has been some kind of thing and we really need for understand. We really need for talk about this. And thank God for civic hour. Maybe as time they pay for facilities where France been built over hundreds of years ago.
Germany broke them motor car.
Imagine they still pay for those facilities. For example, like the State House, State Lodge. They say because now the France been built them. So the people are still paying for this up till now. What about the resources where they get? Africa, by now, we supposed for even get oil on we own. Where the entire African nation supposed for they buy oil from Nigeria. But believe you me, Nigeria, even though we didn't get oil, it's still there. It's still they buy outside, and it's still there in Nigeria, making life more difficult for the people in Nigeria than even Sierra Leone, where they also buy oil. So we are all buying oil from overseas. So I mean, you look at all of these stuffs, you really need to understand that indeed these people we don't put we under mental slavery, and we are yet to come out of it because then get certain clause then where we don't sign to, and we are still committed to it.
Mental slavery.
That is it.
Mental slavery, you say. Tutu. The president where they try for mix say in they want to do very well for a country. At the end of the killer, Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, Magufuli of Tanzania, and now Gaddafi.
Saddam Hussein.
How you see that? Waiting for your president there for those?
Luckily enough, we be part of the UN countries there. Sierra Leone they are among them for sit down on security reasons for go and talk on issues. Lucky for we follow the part of the one day. It's a learning and a contributing stage for which if you are affected or your neighbor is affected or how best you advocate or lobby, we are there already. If you can bring yours, position there now for say what it could be with you. With the kind of thing where they will happen around, so we are talking about sovereignty and dictatorship.
Yeah.
And we are part of the permanent system. And when they see some kind of provocative statements, provocative interference, provocative postings, where they create, they urge, some kind of chaos. They create a platform for destabilize or create some disunity in the country. I think we are not far from the position for lobby, for advocate, or for ask questions. Why now ordinance in our society now we there now? And this society we said a part of her. Then would they go solve other people their problems? Would they lobby out for put them together for create peace? Then why would they do? They among we as a member, some people that now miss they create some provocation. I mean,
yeah.
What's it gonna be in your position?
Don't talk. We have to find lobbyists.
Yeah.
Lobbyists. Because
for come out of this situation.
Yeah, what they say is that the government self, their own government there, not to them they perpetrate that thing anymore. But these are people, either great investors then waiting at the background, where they push our own brothers, where they sleep with, they are ready to even buy the ideas of their people, and then are the conduits.
So let's come quickly to the Sierra Leone saga now.
Yeah.
We are in a situation where the position of Sierra Leone after elections, we are 2 months old plus for the new regime.
Yeah.
It no matter now the president be in the NDD still, but
other
governance now. 2 months, and the 2 months is a 2 months of planning stage. We are to set up his government. As to date what they talk is still the appoint. Yeah. So whosoever they don't appoint now, it's like you start doing your own work. But the 6 months this government for the Sido now and do things, it's on the creeping stage. And why it's on that creeping stage is election come and go. Then we're in a situation where if election have come and gone, there is any satisfaction or whatsoever, we have a court. The law made that provision.
Yeah.
And if the law made that provision, then it is not adhered to. Then whosoever creates anything that is off the law should be brought to book. Number one. But creating a situation, you say this country must be aware for humanitarian or for sovereign because of our sovereignty, internal affairs.
Human rights and
we want peace. The peace again for be of a structure, and that's true. In the situation that again where a kind of a dictatorship they can do. I mean, imagine. I mean, one of the first time this what they see was an election kidondo. The one where the oppositions to become more dictators than so what you want. Though you don't win, it's like your governance is not recognized. I want in a situation where the governance structure for Mekle, the very people's revenue say there's the government and these are the opposition, but must work hand in hand. And in working hand in hand must be guided with law and principles. And if these principles are guided with law is not recognized, that there is a problem alongside.
Remy.
Yeah. So
when he says something, when there is recalcitrance, disobedience, now they talk about from an opposition or a group of people, when how do you see what government should do? Because first it don't say in outside we for do lobbying. That is very good. That's a very good statement we don't make, because you have to have lobbies for also tell the outside or not to say they. But if you sit down, the devil when they fight you, they will conquer you. But because waiting the news when they can go outside, nobody know the way they counter. You have to have a lobbyist. That is what Tutu has said, and that's very correct. We are that situation. What you will say?
And unfortunately, that is one of the biggest problems with the BO regime right now. The information system under this regime is a problem. They're not able to actually communicate to people, and these lapses, in fact, now even resolve to some of the uprising, the chaos they will get during the first term, because one set of people go in at the social media, they misinform people, and the government will just sit back. They are not saying anything. They counter, and they are not making any efforts towards that for making the people understand. Say all of these are false and lie. They can just allow people. And when you left that space, when there is that vacuum, the people get right for belief without the one for belief, because you not talk to me. This man I can't talk to me. So now, lobbying and all of those stuffs, these are all things in place. But therefore be something very much difficult for to come out of it, because this is an aged battle. And well, I will give kudos to President Biu, because I see a one look like a one put up a fight, sort of, that is it's about time we put an end to the white man evaluation, not to the white man for the theory, not to them for talk something we believe. Well, unfortunately, it don't be so for we Africans. Sierra Leone in particular, we are part of the global world in Africa to say we self don't use for belief say waiting the white man talk na the real thing. Let we look for example medication tied down by tradition, and we still do things the same way since the invention of Africa up to today.
Business as usual. Nothing
not change. So you say people and they take bitter medicine for malaria, but there is no dosage. There is no guide as to how person for take them. Whether somebody will advise you say this mixer inside want to take rubber, make sure say you take on 1 cup, 1 teacup,
shake well before you.
Then they say you no more say shake well before you drink. So whether you want for even drink all the one will rubber now you that. But at the end of the day, we see some of the effects where this native medicine don't they get on people to the point that then they die. Because when they're sick to some point where they're not able to get cure again, you take them to the white man's hospital now, you find out say they get for flush in system force. Before now they begin to get them. During the course of that flush, before you know it, the person will die. Because it therefore go throughout that period, they not eat, you not drink, no nothing. That is another problem. Secondly, let me look at the area of communication. I mean, are they still a try for build on the grounds? Why? Yes, are they try for build on the grounds?
Lack of lobbying. Now you say lack of communication.
Yeah, no, this point why they try for build so now. Now, what are they try for say now? Waiting out some of the resistance, the challenges where this lobby get for the face. Now they try for establish that it will be very much difficult because they are established system where all get it on there for ages. For break them, it will be very much difficult. What are they try for say on this area of communication? Now Africa, today, villages they still the way now pass town crier, and then they inform people about information. But the white man don't make it simple for we and say what you want for inform people. You don't need for go out begin holla. Just use your phone, just use the television, just use the radio, and the person will get out. So with all of these things where the white man don't put in place, and they are still in control of it, Africa continent we still believe say the shade lamp okay with them, because as far as they're concerned, lights not come today, they not see. But the white man suffer for over how many? Over 99 times. But make sure say it can with the invention of electricity, and today now they enjoy so. So with all of these inventions in place, you think it will be very much easy for we break these protocols?
No.
It will be very, very much tough. Like I say earlier on, respect not to something where you demand, you command them by your character, you way. Now let's look again in the area of ogiri, this food where people and they make. Today when they make ogiri in a salon, today ogiri they smell. In fact, people and believe say if ogiri not smell, not a good ogiri. Transport ogiri inside plate.
Yeah.
With this kind of nature where it gets, where they take the atmosphere alone. I mean, no, let's say no. There is a way they do it where perhaps they able for establish the situation. Okay, let's look again in the area of people where they do business. Who petty traders, for example. Africa still tied down with tradition. Tradition is killing us, and it will be very much difficult because when they fight the likes of Gaddafi. When they fight the likes of Lumumba, these other people, they will be they fight for Pan-Africanism. The very African people, and they don't keep quiet and say, let the man, what say I go begin the tower? This Gaddafi or people and say the man they make too much, the man too pompous, the man facing and get
now.
And now we don't begin to see the impact. We don't begin to understand why they fight. Now today, pan this tradition what they talk about. Today, go buy blade this hour. Now it's after 8. Go to any shop now and tell people and say talk to the fuller man or anybody within the shop. Say I want blade. And they tell say blade no dey. Why? Because they know they sell blade than net. So tell me how poverty no go continue for increase. Because you they sell blade at 1,000. Me can buy 50,000 blade. You say they sell. Because tradition tell you say it's not good for sell blade than net.
Mr. Davis don't talk something. They go buy braid, and braid is made out of
blade.
I mean blade, a razor blade is made out of zinc bar or something like that.
Yes, zinc.
Now, You not think say the minerals that we will get. Now it don't make we more slavish to the white people. But if we not been getting nothing, they only can't do and but we. They only subdue we.
Not all that they contribute to, not only down to that, because the world as a whole is made out of the resources. We don't have the machinery for let we see how best to utilize them. We not get the know-how not done today. I mean, we'll come back to the area of knowledge.
Yeah, that's what you mean.
We are coming back to the area of knowledge. Knowledge, the people that be done.
Let's say we static.
And now they colonize to start with. So for now, no A. Now they make us anointing at A. We not be anointing at A. Now from there, we come out and come put in this kind of part of they contribute to part of they contribute to the economic status with the Black Monday.
Yeah.
We are in. So the whole day you not say. So that net day they can get 50 million soon. Their job because of tradition, you don't lose 50 million. Whereas the white man, let make light there on. You go see the light like now, do clean. Then we can do clean, you see the place clear. So that enough for lost anything at any time. So this has been there, this station has been there for let us say they go forward and not to retrogress. So that retrogression will take back. What up we say the Thai culture, tradition, and other thing there. A fear, panic, admiration. Now it's what now it's anything now it's correct. Now that assumption of
yeah, now we get.
So every time about white is correct. Every time about black man, no nonsense. You make yourself marketable. The people buy you. And if you market yourself negatively,
that's what they hold you.
If you have 10,000 motor man, then you put yourself 1,000.
They hold you.
They will in fact, they will not give you 1,000. They will yank it.
5 blocks.
Now 1,000, but I give 5 blocks first. Yes, because then they watch you in the tower. When tower I say, okay, now 5 blocks, okay, 3 blocks, but first, why can't I be 2 blocks I give later? Because it sees you drop. But we are up now with 1 voice. Who they go give 1,000? They say, no, sorry, I will say now 1,000. Okay, I'll make her 5,000. They say, if you don't give me, you don't value, you don't use the market on. So we've devalued ourselves. Even to wait till they talk so now. We are talking about the Commonwealth,
United Nations
Secretary General for the year.
For Canada.
Yes. Then we'll get other people there for can negotiate on
sovereignty. Yeah.
A situation wherein it would have been a court matter.
Simple.
If you are not satisfied, go to court.
Yeah.
If you are not going to court, but you still want to be there because we're not family.
For the religious
leaders,
yeah,
we're not family.
Yeah.
We have institutions, structures we for go through. And if we call we a person, we don't grant that, which is the vice president. Because of how on peace building, they say can't sit down. Not to dictate, you for dictate. Now for let it do work on, they say no want to pass other
pass will go bring.
Why do you get now? You are yes. To start with, we are talking about dictatorship. One, you don't begin to dictate. Whether they forgo count.
Yeah.
And you when they dictate, you not to you they get the power.
You are calling the piper.
No, you not to get the power.
No, that's it.
That's it. Not to get the power now, but you are dictating to the one who has the power. You know something that let's become a kind of naked truth. But until we pin the naked thing straightly, all man will say this is not the naked thing. There is nothing wrong about bringing people together to become friends. Tita turn them must jam. But when the tita turn the jam, you have one lace between them. Make her in that peaceful manner. You know they can't put light fire. But Remy said you don't wrong this one. You know paddy. As soon as pass one so
you are close.
You know, forget about that day. Yeah. Now I can't be like paddy.
The person so it's like you are bringing close to you. He understand the problem better than somebody where they call the neighbor where they call for American solve.
Because the neighbor where they can.
If you
admire one person,
Yeah.
Because yeah, they tooth.
Yeah.
And they look you
I
and
know how you do.
I say, we should don't have one the big man now, no more.
Yeah.
Una bobo. Do no be say do bad.
No do bad.
No why you do bad.
Why you do bad?
But anyway,
no. Yes.
You compromise.
Yeah.
So the year where they come, they go look. It don't come. So tell me say come out from a background. Now people they give respect to old person. So they kind of say, "But we not kill a old person," but they explain.
Yeah.
But you know the big one. You as I don't man, I don't cut case.
Yes.
The one I don't cut case that the one you know, they don't agree for that case.
You have created more problem than solving it.
Yes. But when I be they don't understand what I say, but this man don't do bad, but Lord left us so. Lord Baker. And in the situation where they get this interference,
dictatorship, yeah.
Then the sovereignty what they talk of. Now a thing where it be say is guided by law. And because it's guided by law, but we can still come to amend areas. Now make the one that they be country the way they watch. Now recommendation they get, they don't left. This recommendation don't come before the president, they don't take around. Wait till they do this now. Now for them they can see the way forward for next adventure.
Yeah.
What are the mistakes that will happen? Let not happen again. But not all for reversal, like say, they begin to say, if I don't tell we say that thing they not correct, you not come out, you don't have fire. You don't make if the possible one sit down say. Now like when they say you not to you, not grip at that thing they will happen, but enough happen so.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't add fire to the thing.
Yeah.
So instead of solving the problem, you have added fire to the problem.
Remy.
So we really want for civil side, even if they could call outsider for another council. But let us just as still spectators. But
again,
allow the people that get the business, let them
when
do
they
the
sabi
business.
the internal part of it.
Let them do the business. They will not be witness for recommend and say the next step what this thing they happen we are them mentions the name out of studies. We don't see say Nike recommend so do you
now here we see the very few days when Marabu take power. They go bring some 4 planes there. They go all about the country. They come with the Earth magnetic field and do the geodata. At the end of the day,
that is the first regime.
Yes, the first time of in power. Now we can't say that Australia get he's the 3rd largest country we get the iron ore deposit. And they will notice even get other minerals, even oil.
Gas.
You not think say the Trump that fire if we don't send over here as an African leader, thinking about the Makuvuli, the Thomas Sankara, the Modibo Ketas and Krumah and so on. What I mean then? No fire if we don't put fire here.
It just reminds me of this man they in charge of Burkina Faso now, the
young man,
yes, the junta government. There is one word we say, he say in Thomas Sankara back. You know, this now somebody will trace the history of Thomas Sankara, and he actually see that this man been fighting just cause. And then he was not given the opportunity in life cut short.
Yeah.
So he say himself ready back. If then they ready for cut in life short, then cut in life short, but we will make sure say waiting Thomas Sankara in the fight for Burkina Faso and Africa happen. And that's the cause in Nepal. I think waiting President Bill been doing on that part now before we on benefits. Because as a government and as the head, you don't notice things like that. Mind you, not only in regime, this thing was even noticed. The oil in particular was noticed during the days of Pakaba. But there was not much information on it, and we not even see government focus on it. And there was no moves, except we know now, where I see go out to the Equatorial Guinea and some other part in the world for see the high cable forget. I think that is one of the challenges we're in government again now, because as far as in wants the people and for come here. Unlike what Nigeria then do. Yes. Unlike what Nigeria then do. Then allow the people and come, take the thing, go with them out, go refine them and do it and sell and give them. Because then they now in the look and say now, let we do everything now, so that at the end of the day, it go have more value to millions. Now the same cause, it even try for fight, even for the diamond. That let we get refiner now, yeah. Go fair now, we do everything now, and then we sell her if we want to sell her. But when you take and go out, it become more costly, and it even devalue yours, even though you get out. So I mean,
they never get the better returns.
Exactly. So all of those things the way the president they do, now been just for letting people and be informed. At least that's very good on you. This intermediary business where we see. Well, what thing we actually don't see now that these are the people we don't even call. The government through the Ministry of the Commission of Peace. Now they don't initiate this, but the Commission of Peace believes say as far as the oppositions are concerned, foreign people are supposed for day for champion and before them go sit on day. Because we religious leaders then engage the main opposition, then give blind eyes because they say they're not sure. Because as far as they know, even the religious leaders are part of the problem. In fact, that was what they said even on radio in one of the interviews. They said the religious leaders are part of the problem where they experience pan this election. So when me say, even the religious leaders then connive with other stakeholders for election, for the election. But you know, this is the way we don't position we safe. Because this is now one of the things where they trouble me. This program now they talk say for see how we can able for talk about how we can bring down or lessen the dictatorship of the foreigners. But now we get and open themselves again to the foreigners. That until the people and they come inside, until they give an assurance of what they want for you, their hearts no go cold and they are not ready to work for serve the people of this country.
But the foreigners are
so you see, you hear this say this is unfortunate. Because if you trace back the history of election at this country, you will know say election as alone in particular not be ever done genuine. So the oppositions know about it because there are certain people where within the opposition, the main opposition, when are all cooked in terms of politics at this country. These are all folks. They know all things about politics, how governance be done the exchange at this country. So they are looking forward to that kind of assurance again. That then this thing supposed for to be turn by turn. But as far as we are seeing now, it's as if there is nothing like turn by turn.
No.
So we want to be assured that we agree we are going to work. We will work with the government, but let us know that 2028 will be our own turn. So now you begin for imagine now you begin for ask yourself now. I mean, I talk I think I be talk even Usa can go relax with me friends. I mean, they talk I say if this thing come to a compromise, Usa as he said the government can't silence and enable for talk a word again. We see the main opposition begin for work, and the government able for making the people understand upon whose grounds, out of genuine concern, then tell me upon whose grounds the main opposition don't agree for work. Then me in particular no go ever vote again at this country because I don't know say whether I vote or not.
It is going that way.
It is going this way. And enough for this kind of way. Because no, not supposed to be this kind of way. So this is the confrontation we are having. This is the discussion we are seeking.
Okay, anyway.
To amend that area.
No, I'm coming. It's done. Okay, you make your closing statements. Anyway.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, quite interesting indeed. Well, in fact, this is all about the civic hour. The civic hour. We really get people to come into that kind of education for let people to understand what is exactly are the civic rights as far as elections are concerned. Mind you, now the white man I begin can forbid democracy. We never used to it. Not of our own culture, not of our pattern. So when they bring all of these things, including education, they bring religion, all of those stuff, then get out entirely within. So even at the TRC report, when Tijan Kababin decided for begin for play by, in fact that 2007 election, when you relate them back to that 2002 TRC report, then you actually know say something really wrong. But with civic education, I believe say we go begin for declare with people to understand indeed some of civic responsibility and waiting we hold to this country going forward.
Are we heading to Rogers? Are we heading for another catastrophe?
Not catastrophe. I mean, you know, we dey talk to the public. And some information is there, some public put the kitchen.
Yeah.
And when they catch they sit down panel, it becomes scary. Once we educate the people there, but let them get against say election na election.
Yeah.
And the awareness within now will not grow.
Yeah.
In life. It's far off from whatever secret we don't go by election. That they let everybody cut her off.
Yeah.
Even if the opposition or whatsoever, they get corner talk to they say, now this they happen, this they happen. Let everybody go far off from that and not to tell they happen again. That I can assure everybody. Why make they talk so? People that know now say election now based on how you campaign and how people they see you and how they go vote. And this vote, the time when they talk say, oh they go sit down, will give you that one key. Now during the time when now your time that mabo now they go him a forensic box. Yeah. That box somebody know the opener. Pass the officer who said the one can counter. Even if you see the opposition, they even try for talk say, they be put some paper they hand out today, plus they go check that paper then. Now because they think of there were I mean counting that took place at the polling station before that box they go. Why may the box go later? They go look up now for the invalid. Yes, because some they during that night when they count, some ink they kid on side, some people are not here. So whether they go now during that very day, all man they see that they make us so that they are. Some they will say the ink be there we possibly not see at that moment in that net, because most of the counting can take place during night. Yeah. So if that ink cannot be seen, whether they pull out now, you see say if they among the one with the count where now it be correct, well where it be say it not be correct at all that particular day, they reverse it. So they reverse it, they make like see and say ink be there. That means now void vote. Then they lay extra. Or somebody they make a so then now up no may be watching or see though. Void vote. So when they cannot do other thing the day, now they make the later they count to the number. But initially
so how can you change it?
You know the changer. So we don't want for talk say it has to be improved. That means so then they go now say what it don't if I don't early the time so that they go to counter during the day with more monitors on board. But for say when you don't election done, there is secret.
Hold on.
No, the dictatorship area. This dictatorship.
Hold on because
now you the argument day. Now you the time day, and now you when possible not satisfied.
Broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home content, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders, reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
But as stand-up battery, the last one go say, let's do things that are right, and a station where it was in place for further subsequent elections. These are the things we should educate.
Okay, thank you very much. We're happy, of course, two things they will now to don't talk with very, very vital. And things next week, will come on Saturday, we need to go back there. Remy categorically say, if no more elections in this country, therefore go to the wires where decision at table a day, ain't not go ever vote because you know say that is how it is going. You self say it will never happen again because those days are gone. The elections now one man one vote. Yes. That is exactly what you have said.
And the level of education.
Well, people them of course we don't